A frequently asked question, especially popular when the testing season rolls around, is where can I get more texts and passages with questions and prompts just like the ones my students are going to see on the standardized reading assessment? Well, I want to give you 4 online resources that I think are great, but they're not going to be exactly the same as the test that your state administers, whether that's PARCC, Smarter Balance, iStep, or whatever. They may be a little different in the technological enhancements or the number of passages, maybe the number of questions, even the number of minutes that they give. But I think it's still worth looking at these examples because they're going to mirror the text types and the question types we want to be bringing into our daily classrooms. The first online resource is readworks.org. It's a free website. You just have to sign up and then you can log in for free. Once you get to that website, click on the Reading Passages tab at the top, and then it will show you dozens and dozens of reading passages organized by grade level and labeled by literature or informational text. Keep scrolling down because the list of examples is huge. And when you get to the very bottom, there are 9 more pages of passages with questions. Once you click on a specific passage that you want for your grade level, then it gives you the actual text and all of the questions that you'll need to go with it. Some of the questions are multiple choice and some are short constructed response, just like they'll see on our standardized assessments. But they also have some of those 2-parter questions, the A-B questions, where kids first have to answer part A and then based on their answer, give evidence for part B. I love that. That's different for kids and they need to see examples of that. One caution. When your students are taking these practice tests, make sure they understand all short responses require text evidence. I say this because the actual questions that go with these tests don't literally state students need to cite evidence. The second online resource is parcc.pearson.com. Now I know we're not all administering the PARCC within our individual states, but we are all following the same college and career readiness standards. And for that reason, I think this is another resource that is going to give us similar text passages, similar text questions, and similar experiences that all mirror these new standards. When you get to parcc.pearson.com, look in the lower left-hand corner where it says Test Prep. Click on that and you can find sample items and practice tests. In terms of practice tests, you can have both English language arts assessments and math assessments aligned to the standards. Now, this particular website will only offer resources for grades 3 through 11. And if you click on a particular grade, for example, grade 7, it will ask you, do you want to take a practice test on paper or do you want the computerized digital version? Again, students will see multiple passages, varied types of questions, multiple choice and constructed response, and longer writing prompts as well. Just like readworks.org, parcc.pearson.com also sequences its questions to deepen students' understanding of the text and be ready for those really hard inferential questions at the end. And every one of these assessments includes an answer key for the teacher to utilize as well. My third online resource to recommend comes from Lucy Calkins and her team at readingandwritingproject.org. When you arrive at this website, click under Resources under the top tab, and then on the left, Reading and Writing Performance Assessments. That will take you here. There are fabulous resources for kindergarten through 8th grade at this website. And they're set up so much like these new standardized assessments with multiple text passages and sometimes even a video plus the questions that go with it. For example, within the 4th grade folder, you have several different text passages that all go with the topic school lunches. You also have the assessment PDF, which includes all of the questions and administration directions and a rubric for scoring. For every grade level, there are 2 sets of assessments. The one I just showed you was one set, 4th grade in the fall. There's also a folder labeled Spring for 4th grade, where there's a whole new topic, a whole new set of texts, a whole new set of assessments and rubrics too. And the final online resource I want to give you is going to target that longer portion of writing students have to do. They have to read some passages, they have to read some statistics or charts, and simulate a research task and write a longer product. Now, the website I want to show you is sponsored by achievethecore.org. And it's sometimes hard to find this particular piece of information. So if you just Google search Achieve the Core, all one word, and writing prompts, you will find this next page. Here's the website that you need. Scroll down this page till you get to the subhead Common Core Writing Types, and then you'll see argumentative opinion, informative, explanatory, and narrative. If you want your students to practice narrative writing after reading, click on that portion. If you want them to practice opinion or argumentative writing after reading some information, click on that button. And when you get there, then scroll down and find your grade level. When you arrive, you will have both the prompt and student examples written based on the prompt. Now, in that prompt PDF, it's really long because it doesn't just have the writing prompt. It also has all the reading passages that the students were expected to read and synthesize information from, and then the writing prompt. So that wraps up 4 fabulous online resources. And all of the direct links are embedded in the article that accompanies this video on our website. But before we wrap up, let me give you one more thought, and that is this. Don't go to all these websites and just lift the passages and print off the questions and prompts. Better would be to take note of the type of questions being asked, the wording of the questions, the sequence of the questions, even the authentic text passages being selected. If you just go to these websites and take the practice tests and administer them to your students, then you have a limited number of examples to use in the classroom. But if we could instead mirror our daily instruction of reading and writing assignments to be more like these assessments, then we can give our students frequent practice and experience with this kind of thinking. And you know what? Then we don't have to switch gears and have a test prep season.